So Mississippi State, team we are going to talk about first tonight. We've
Come
got
on now.
Jeff Lebby in his third season, and I feel like for Jeff, this is a prove it season. Um, Obviously, in year one, a little bit disappointing. I think he went 3-9, 4-8 in year one. Stepped up and went 5-7 last year. Really played some opponents tough. I mean, played Tennessee right down to the wire. Game went to overtime. Had a couple other games where games were close. They just couldn't quite pull it out. And I feel like you have to see another at least slight bit of improvement this year, or you start talking about what's next at Mississippi State. What are your thoughts, Skylar?
Man, I don't know. I think last year is so unfortunate because you look at like the record last year. I mean, he started 4-0, took Tennessee to overtime at home and lost that one in a heartbreak. You look at another game that honestly they could have won, and that's I believe they took Texas. They had like a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, they should have beat Texas, and then they
And
ended up giving it
somehow
away.
lost that one too. So like a part of me is so torn on Mississippi State because I don't think I'm maybe that high on them. I don't know. Truth be told, I haven't really done the prediction yet. I like to do that live because I just don't like to second guess myself. But
Yeah, and sorry to cut you off, but was last season the one where Florida had the lead and Mississippi State was driving down the field and then threw that just awful interception that ended up sealing the deal?
oh god, it probably was. I cannot remember.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that game. I remember the Texas game because we were
Yeah,
at
I remember
Kentucky.
Texas.
I remember seeing the scoreboard thing on the stadium, and I'm like, "Holy crap! Mississippi State's beating the dog crap out of Texas." And then like the last, I mean, I swear it was like the last quarter alone, and you just seen Texas keep creeping. And it was like every update that we seen on the scoreboard, it was like Texas done scored another 7 points. To like that was like a hard. I didn't even care about the game, but I'm just like, man, if you're a Bulldog fan, that had to have just hurt. But no, I'm kind of torn on this season, man. I do think Jeff Lebby's doing the right things, but man, you got to go get the results. It doesn't matter how it looks, how ugly it feels, or whatever. You got to go get it. So with that being said,
I'll let you think about it a little bit longer. I'll go ahead with my prediction here.
boy, I appreciate it. I was waiting you to. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate
Yeah,
everybody's
so-
tuned in right now. By the way, you can tell that it's talking season. The start of football season's here. Got a lot of people tuned in. We appreciate you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe. But we're gonna get into this preview. Let's go.
Yeah, so Mississippi State starts off the season against UL Monroe. I think they get a win in that game. Week 2, traveling up to Minnesota. And I think this is going to be a really, really intriguing game. You know, Mississippi State, kind of middle, lower tier of the SEC. Minnesota, kind of middle, lower tier of the Big Ten. I think this is going to be a great game. It's going to be a great measuring stick for both of these teams going into this season. And I think that Mississippi State actually goes up to Minnesota and they pull out a win in that game. So starting off 2-0. This is where I think that Mississippi State does stumble a little bit. I think that first road game of the season, going
fair.
up against South Carolina, I think that South Carolina does pull that one out to give them their first loss of the season. But then I think that they bounce back in a big way and get a victory against Missouri in the fourth game of the season. Start off 3-1, entering a very tough stretch here in the middle of the season. So
Probably
they
the
host.
toughest.
Yeah, I think this might be the toughest stretch that we have seen from the schedules that we have done so far, other than maybe Arkansas. But Alabama on October the 3rd, I think that that's going to be a loss there at LSU. I don't know if this is going to be a day game or a night game. If it's a day game, I think Mississippi State kind of keeps it close, but a night game, I think
do get the bye
LSU
week.
has got all of the advantage. And you're right, they've got a bye week before then. And let's see. I don't really think so. It doesn't help Mississippi State all that much because LSU the week before has got Kentucky in Lexington.
Oh, so that's a bye week for LSU too. All right, cool.
Yeah, so
Let's keep pissing them off. I'm joking.
but no, I do think that they lose that game to LSU. Oklahoma. I feel like this is a very
Oklahoma
very
team.
interesting spot to get Oklahoma sandwiched in between LSU and Texas, both of those being road games.
Oklahoma's a good team, man.
Oklahoma, before they play this game, they play Texas and Dallas, and then they play Kentucky at home. So not really much of an advantage for Mississippi State there, but I've got this sneaky feeling that Mississippi State is going to pull an upset somewhere on this schedule.
No.
I think
Yeah.
it's Oklahoma at home.
Okay.
I think they get a win against Oklahoma here.
I dig it.
They travel to Texas
They ain't
on
following
Halloween.
They ain't following that up. Go ahead.
No, they're losing. They are losing that game 100%. Vanderbilt. I think this could be a huge swing game for Mississippi State in particular. I think Vanderbilt and Mississippi State this season are going to be on very similar tiers. And I think Mississippi State has a slight advantage with this game being at home. I think Vanderbilt's still going to be a very competitive team, but they're obviously going to take a step back from last season. Just all the pieces that they lost, the quarterback, wide receiver, the offensive line. They've still got weapons there. They got a 5-star quarterback. But I think I give Mississippi State advantage here with the home game, and they get a win against Vanderbilt. Auburn, the very next week, I'm kind of going against what I've been saying as far as home field advantage here, but I think Auburn is going to be really hitting their stride towards the end of the season with Alex Golish and Byron Brown at quarterback. I think that Auburn comes into Starkville and they take a game from Mississippi State. They do get a win against Tennessee Tech to reach bowl eligibility, but then they do lose the Egg Bowl. I feel like that's a game where if it was being played in Mississippi State this season, then I think I give advantage Mississippi State. But with it being in Oxford, I think that
You also got
Ole Miss is going to win that game.
They've got the 8th year. I'm joking. Trinidad Chambliss. I mean, dude, it's Ole Miss is still going to be decent just because of the returning production they brought from last year, even with the whole craziness thing. Like I kind of mentioned, a head coach may not actually be like Jeff Lebby may be better, right, than Pete Golding, but the talent, unfortunately, on the field still may outweigh whatever. I think you're right. This is a really good record, though. I think this is actually a really good season if you're Jeff Lebby.
Yes.
I know that sounds dumb, but if you get a win over an Oklahoma, over a Vanderbilt that went 10-2 last year, over a Missouri who's got a lot of high expectations, I think this is a solid season.
Yeah, and I've got a pretty decent floor for them as well. This isn't a 2-10 floor like I have said in previous years for Mississippi State. I think that you win that UL Monroe game, you win Tennessee Tech, and I think that you find a way to win 2 games somewhere. Is it that Minnesota game on the road? Is it 2 SEC games somewhere in this schedule? I think they find a way to win 4 games this year, and I think 4-8 is their absolute floor. As far as the ceiling goes, I think it's 8-4 is the absolute ceiling for this team. You find a way to pull off 2 games somewhere. Based on my prediction, I think you pull off the game against South Carolina on the road. You pull off the game against Auburn, and I think that gets you to 8-4 as your absolute ceiling for this team this year.
And there you have it. That a boy, Michael. 6-6 overall. What a prediction! I think we're starting to get into those chaos-y type predictions where you have a feel on where you think they're going to be, but man, it can really be the floor or the ceiling going into the November of the season. You're like, wow, we were way wrong on that or whatever, because I feel like I'm gonna be way wrong because I don't feel like I'm giving Jeff Lebby enough respect, and I don't want to give him too much respect and then go off of a prediction that I think it could happen, but man, it just isn't gonna happen. But I don't know. We'll find out. I think I'm gonna start out with you though. They're starting hot in my prediction. I think they beat Monroe. They go to Minnesota, even though that's a road game. I think they beat them pretty easily. I think they even go on the road to beat South Carolina to start the season. I think Jeff Lebby, man, I do like him as a coach. Missouri is my first game where I'm just like, holy pick 'em. Like, I don't know. But I have to believe that Missouri, I like that pickup that they got, man.
When it comes to quarterback play, I think it's advantage Austin Simmons, but Kamarion Taylor, man, he really came on towards the end of the season for Mississippi State. But I do think that experience and talent wise, Austin Simmons gets the advantage.
I like that pickup.
Kamarion Taylor.
I like that pick. It's probably one of the better quarterbacks I don't know. He's got to stay healthy. That's the problem in Missouri is the quarterback's just not been able to stay healthy the last couple seasons. So, obviously, Ahmad Hardy should be fully healthy maybe by then. I don't know. They're kind of playing it like a he's cleared but not ready. So I don't know when that ready is going to be. I mean, dude got shot in the knee. So, I mean, all prayers to him in the recovery process. Sounds like it's going really well, though. Alabama, I just don't see it this year. There's a lot of stress on Kalen DeBoer. So they probably are going to lose that game. And if they do somehow find a way against Bama at home, Kalen DeBoer is probably not going to be at Alabama much longer. If not
even
fired.
after that extension.
Yeah, that don't mean anything. You got to get people. Yeah, no. You lose to Mississippi State, brother, in a year that you're supposed to, whatever. He's got a new quarterback too, so there may be some grace. I don't know. We'll see. At LSU, this is a winnable game. LSU is not invincible, okay? And I feel like Mississippi State's beaten Lane Kiffin, right? Several times in the Egg Bowl. Maybe a couple times in the Egg Bowl. No?
So when it was Mike Leach, I think
that's
they
right.
beat him
I
once
know
or
that
twice.
was and then I don't think they may not have beaten them since. I don't know. I can't.
I don't
remember.
think they've beaten them
I don't really
since.
watch that game wholeheartedly. LSU.
Well, I don't
I'm
think
just gonna
so
go with my
either.
gut here. I think they lose to LSU. Sam Levitt, I don't even think he's that good. I just think he's got talent around him. That's just insane. I think that defense for LSU is going to be pretty nasty. Oklahoma, same deal, man. That defense is too good for Oklahoma. What Brent Venables has been able to build out there is pretty insane. If he can keep his offensive weapons healthy, last year just could not keep a wide receiver on the field on top of their quarterback, right? Having his struggles. So, and that's honestly the last couple of years, Oklahoma receivers just not been able to stay healthy. So no, at Texas, this is just a tough stretch, man. I don't see it. Nope, I've skipped one. That's a tough one. And you're on the road as well. Vanderbilt, though, who knows what Vanderbilt looks like with the new quarterback.
Jared Curtis.
Yep, Jared Curtis. I can't remember. They don't have the good tight end anymore, do they?
No, they don't have Eli Stowers.
They still have a good running back.
Yeah, they still got Cedric Alexander, I believe is his name.
I'm going to give Mississippi State the win there. Yeah, I can do that. Vanderbilt, I think, is going to be good. I think they're going to have plenty of talent. I don't know if they're going to be able to protect Jared Curtis. So I don't know if he's going to be healthy at this point of the season. I'm going to give the nod to Mississippi State. Really, I'm giving the nod to Jeff Lebby. I think he's too good of a coach to just get beat this badly, this much in a row. I don't think he's going to lose his job here. I think that's a gauntlet. Missouri's even a good team. So, I mean, honestly, we could talk about a 5-game stretch there. It's just insane. We could honestly, I don't know, this whole stretch. Welcome to the SEC. Auburn. I like Alex Golish, man. I do. I'm going to give it to Auburn. Tennessee Tech, I do think they beat Tennessee Tech, and then I think they lose to Ole Miss. So I've got them finishing 5-7, just one game off of you on the season, but I do have them picking up 2 key wins in the SEC to finish 2-7 in the SEC. I think their floor here, is, let's go 3-9. I still think they pick up Monroe, Tennessee Tech. And they're going to win one of Minnesota, South Carolina. I don't know any of them. They could beat Ole Miss in a rivalry game. Who knows? But I think their ceiling really is 7-5. I don't see. Maybe they beat Auburn. Alex Golish first year. Who knows that depth on that team? And then kind of the same thing with Ole Miss. That's the very last game of the season. What if Ole Miss didn't hit those expectations with those star players that they have? Are they even still bought into the season, or are they checked out looking for the NFL draft? That's what intrigues me about the Egg Bowl this year. But if Ole Miss is rolling and grooving and they're making the playoff, then obviously watch out Mississippi State. That's going to be a rough game for you guys. So, no, I think floor is 3-9, and the ceiling is 7-5.
All right, so that is our Mississippi State predictions tonight for this season, and I wonder if we're going to have anybody get mad at us for Mississippi State. Which honestly, I feel like we were pretty good on Mississippi State. Not that we're super high, but I feel like that's a good spot for Mississippi State this year. It's definitely something to keep.
It's not the
on.
growth. It's not the growth that their fan base wants. But
No, it's not.
You've got to realize this schedule ain't helping much. You're not to the point right now where you can go and face 4 top 6, 7 teams in the SEC back to back to back to back like that and expect it. I don't know. That's hard on any team. That's hard for Alabama. That's hard for Georgia to have a gauntlet like that. You know what I mean? So that's tough, man. We'll see.